In society today, we are being attacked constantly with inauthentic conversations. Fakeness, trying to look cool, trying to be somebody we're not. That is why the Damn Dude podcast is here to have the authentic conversations that need to be had in a way that will make you think and say, Damn Dude.
Damn, dude.
What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn, dude.
This is season 4, episode 12, and I'm your host, California Cal. And this is a show where we have the conversations that need to be had in a way that'll make you think and say, "Damn, dude."
Damn, dude.
This show exists to help educate, entertain, and make an impact on the different contexts and perspectives that we have in life. Because I truly believe and have discovered that the more access we have to different contexts and perspectives, the easier, smoother, cooler, and just flat out doper life is. You dig? Excuse me. So, welcome to the show, you guys. Welcome. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day today. It's been kind of overcast here today in San Diego, and it's in like patches of sunny. It's cool. I ain't mad at it, as they say. I'm just kidding, but no, it's cool. I'm actually enjoying it. It's interesting to have a different perspective on the weather, because typically when I'm doing my main line of business, it very heavily revolves around the sun being out, the weather being nice, the weather being warm, and it would upset me when the weather was off, because it would fuck with my money, it would fuck with my whole schedule and my whole everything I was up to. So obviously that's not very fun, right? To have your whole thing whatever, right? I had to make peace with it. And that's kind of what I've been learning. That's what I've been learning is like, all right, how do I make peace with everything all year? Because I would be on this cycle of like, I would make a gang of money, and then my season would taper off, and then it would be hella slow, and then it's like, all right, I got to use what I made to get through this next leg if I don't want to go do something else or whatever, right? So it's interesting to be in the position I'm in right now and not be tripping about the weather, not be tripping about this or that or whatever, and like really coming from a place of and doing my best to be appreciative for everything and grateful for every scenario that I'm blessed with currently, right? So currently, I feel like life is new. I feel like life has been refreshed in a way. It's had me very nervous and excited feeling, which I've explained before. Nervous and excitement is the exact same chemical reaction within our body. It's just what our brain decides to do with that information that dictates whether we're nervous or excited. So I think a lot of people often go straight to I'm nervous. And then I'm nervous has evolved because it's been like so layered upon. It's evolved into, I'm anxious. My anxiety. Oh my gosh, I'm such an anxious person. And then anxiety and all this becomes this huge like identity basically. And when anxiety becomes an identity, it's so hard to escape its grasp and the power that fully accepted, I'm anxious, this is anxiety, like that is hard to shake off. So rather it's like, why not, let's change our starting point and say, all right, well, I'm nervous, I'm excited. Well, let's just choose I'm excited. Let's wire our brain and our thinking to say, all right, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about the speech I have to give at work tomorrow. I'm excited about the performance I have to do tomorrow. I'm excited about the whatever, right? So I catch myself in the midst of like going to do a podcast or something, and I always get nervous as fuck. And then I'm like, well, hold on. I'm excited because this is a big deal. It's like, it's something that I created and I'm inviting the world into it, or I'm inviting people into it to come be guests or to, share their story or to take this seriously. Right. So it's like, it's a trip, and that triggers so many things inside of me because I care about this so much. At the same time, it's here for dope motherfuckers to, be able to get dope information, share dope information, whatever, right? And for me, when I hear authenticity inside of anything, like that's the stuff that I want to share. That's the stuff that resonates and vibrates with me which is like, how do I say it? Like it's what I choose to vibrate with, right? Like that's what I strive for. That's what I do my best to always stand in and come from. And within being authentic, it's like, all right, well, who am I? Well, if I get to choose who I am, then let's say I'm an authentic motherfucker who tells the truth in a gentle and kind way, right? And granted, even though I say that, that doesn't mean that I am that entirely. It means that's what I'm striving for, and I'm doing my best to become and always evolve myself as an individual of that type. So when I think about like life, I feel like, holy shit, man, I'm so like, I don't know, I'm so excited to come onto the microphone today. For one, it feels like I haven't talked to the audience in a long ass time, because right now we're doing one episode a week at the moment. And as my schedule adjusts and stuff, we're going to shift it around, because there's going to be another shift in my whole schedule coming pretty soon again. And yeah, it is what it is. So I appreciate you guys for bearing with me. I know how it is to have somebody switch up the schedule that you like to listen to the show. And it's like, fuck, man, especially if you've listened to all the older ones or you've, it's like you listen to all the ones you wanted to or anything like that, right? The ones that you feel resonate with you. And it's like, I understand, like podcasters have lost me when they switched up their schedule. Because all of a sudden I'm like, I don't vibe with what this person's doing anymore. And so it's like, all right, whatever, it's nothing personal. It's like, all right, I just don't really feel like listening to this right now. And then it kind of goes in cycles, and then I come back, and then I'm like, oh yeah, like, damn, okay, cool. And I check up on the person, whatever, it's like, it's never anything bad. It's always like, I just go with what I vibe with, what I feel is authentic, what I feel is good for people, what I feel who I feel are good people and good things. I like to promote that to the best that I can, and or at least keep it at the forefront of my thinking, to have that built into my authenticity. And I like to see my people win. It's really cool to see that. And it feels good to come from a place of like, fuck yeah, dude, like, good job, keep going, like, fuck yeah, dude, and that's a big thing. It's like with me and any of my friends who it's like, yo, we're family, dude. Like, we all give each other this support of like, hey, bro, how you doing? Hey, what's up? What's going on? What are you up to? What are you really up to? Like, how's your family? How's this? How's that? How's your heart? How's your soul? How's your business? How's your, like, whatever the case, like, and really getting into a person's world and like taking the time to discuss shit that helps each other out and helps everybody grow and move forwards, and ooh, this was cool. I didn't expect to share this. I'm glad this came to me. So we were driving the other day, and one of my kiddos, he goes, Calvin, he's like, dude, it's so cool that all the music you listen to and stuff you listen to is like all people that it's all your friends. I'm like, whoa, like that just hit me super deep, because like I don't know, I don't really think of it like that. I'm just like, yeah, that's what I'm listening to, right? So like I was like, oh, whoa, dude, yeah, you're right. Like, thanks, man. That is cool. He's like, yeah, that's super cool. And then we were just talking about it. He's just sharing all this stuff, and he just kept blowing my mind. And I was like, huh, that's fucking dope, right? Because the podcasts I listen to, people that I know, the music I listen to, people that I know, granted, not all of it, but the vast majority of everything I listen to, it's people that I know or I'm connected to in some way, or it's just good for people, right? And I'm like, or it's like, or I use their music in my work that I do, or things like that. So that I was like, whoa, dude, you're right, man. And that was like what, yesterday? And then today it got brought up again, and I was like, dude, you're right. Like, that's so cool. I never even thought of it like that. And I was like, really, if you want a situation like that, all it takes is to be able to go and create your own thing. And if you go and you create your own thing, you make up your own thing, your own product, your own business, your own music, your own show, your own whatever, you will automatically attract other people who are like that as well, because they understand what it takes and what it's like to create something. And it's like, if you're creating something, you know how hard it is to push through all the judgment, all the fucking voices that tried to tell you to stop, that yourself fucking told you, or like people's judgments have been implanted of you, or your own judgments have been flipped against you through conditioning or whatever, right? So it's crazy to think about, like, whoa, okay, yeah, if you're somebody who goes and creates your own shit, other people who create their own shit, they're gonna naturally find you cool, and they're gonna, like, we're all looking for each other. The same way it's like people who fucking work in, I don't know, like iron welding industry, like they are gonna be more bound to hang out with each other because that's the industry they're in. That's the profession that they do. That's the thing that they do. And with their money and their tax bracket, etc., that they can afford to do similar activities and similar trips and experiences, right? And you can apply this to anywhere, any field, any whatever, any group of people, any class of people, any whatever, right? So it's cool to think like, damn, okay, if you create something and you actually do it and you stay doing it long enough, then people are going to trust exactly that and like just keep supporting you because you're supporting yourself, you're believing in yourself, and you're willing to keep going. So as I was saying, is like when other people who create their own things, they know how hard it is because you're literally making nothing out of something. And we can all, it all resonates with each other that like, okay, we all understand that it takes something way fucking deeper and way more serious to do something consistently for a long ass time.
Damn, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like being consistent is like one of the hardest things for people. So that's the thing, is like, really, it's not about the business, the this, the that, the da 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 da. I mean, it is at a certain point, but before it can even be about the business or about the whatever, like you got to figure out how the fuck you're going to do this for free or for millions. Because whatever it is, you got to be willing to do it the same way with the same amount of love, regardless of the conditions. You know what I mean? It's like I said, you guys heard me recording my podcast homeless, like out of a casino on my phone, like sitting in the bakery or the cafe, I should say. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, you got to be willing to do this, whatever it is that you do, you've got to be willing to like set the parameters and the why deep enough. Your why has to hit deep enough in order to be able to keep doing whatever the fuck forever, or not forever, for however long your plan is. And that's the other thing, is to have a plan of how long you plan on doing this, right? Like if you have a projected whatever, for me, I was like, all right, when I start this podcasting, I'm gonna, no matter what happens, how much money or lack of money or whatever, no matter how much fame or not fame or whatever circumstance, whatever direction I choose to take this, I'm doing it for at least 10 years. That's my first original. I was like, until I hit 10 years, then I'll fully I'm going to rethink the whole thing and then reset a new goal and then reach that and then hit the new goal, right? And I'm not saying I can't add stuff to it, but that's my bare minimum goal. So it's like, all right, it's cool to be a creator because you attract people who like to create things and they understand the struggle, the depth, the oomph that it takes to really fucking do something and how much it takes to push through all the wanting to quit and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I realize I have to kind of make this episode a little shorter because I got to get going. Anyways, so something that I realized is important and I wanted to talk about and was really my direction with this show is telling our kids the truth. And I see so many people and parents, they just cannot tell their kids the truth. They stick them in this like, I want to protect you mode forever and don't tell their kids or teach their kids about things or real life consequences and stuff like that. And when we don't tell our kids the truth, they grow up with a lack of authenticity. And then once they see and hear things that are authentic, they go automatically to judgment rather than resonating with what's authentic. And when somebody's conditioned to not be told the truth, then they're conditioned to listen to lies and listen to bullshit. So if you look at it, the way I see it is like the people who grew up where their parents conditioned them and protected them and whatever, these are the people who are the fucking Fox News, CNN, like people who were just like hypnotized by that shit, right? And it's like their whole life is dictated by, and their whole day is dictated by, oh my gosh, there's a this and that, and it's like, well, fuck, if you're that concerned with it, go do something about it, right? And that's kind of my thing. It's like, damn, I feel for everybody. I pray for everybody. And at the same time, it's like, I can't save everybody. What am I going to do? You know, it's like it's good to stay informed about things so you know how to move, you know how to stay safe, you know what direction things are going. Yes, absolutely. But then there's a different point to where like the propaganda is actually working on you and you're not able to live outside of the propaganda. And that's where it gets cloudy and I don't fuck with that, right? So, and like I said, it's like I don't watch the news. I get enough of it through different people I follow and stuff to where I trust that what they're sharing and whatever is like decent. And if there's something that I feel is important enough, then I go and research it and I'll look down all the different avenues of, you know, the for side of it and the opposing side of it, and then make my choice. And because like most things, it's usually on the middle, just slightly one way or the other is where the truth is at about things. So like I said, it's like, rather than, you know, if you were to say this in like simply like, whoa, like, yeah, like if you don't tell your kids the truth, then you end up raising sheep. And that's not it's like, I believe we should raise kids who are inspired by life because they see that it's beautiful. They see the beauty in it. They see the magic in it, because magic is real as fuck in this world. And like, if you're not a magical person, you're not. And if you are, you are. And those who are absolutely are, and they know it. And then you got the whole people who are, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And there's a whole spectrum of people, just like anything that exists in the world. So the way I see it is like, all right, well, how do we raise people to the type of people to that their true north is authenticity?
Damn, dude.
Right? How do we raise kids like that? To where no matter what, they choose authentic. And authentic equates to the truth. Authentic equates to what's real. Authentic equates to non-judgmental. Authentic equates to what is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like within authenticity, the whole realm of truth exists. And they say that authenticity vibrates higher than love, because you can love somebody in a very inauthentic way. The same way that it's like you can love eating ice cream. That's inauthentic. You don't really love it because it's doing you harm. You know what I mean? It's like it's inauthentic to love that. It would be authentic to love your health instead of love the ice cream. You know what I'm saying? That's a version of being of living inauthentically. You know, to love ice cream, something that does damage to you more than your health. Now, don't get me wrong, I fucking love ice cream. That's one of my favorite like desserts. And I understand that I can't eat it all the time like that because it's not healthy and etc., right? So I'm like, okay, how can I live in my most authentic way? Because I feel that authenticity is my true north. So with that being the case, it's like, how do we create that in kids? Well, we tell them the truth about life and things. For example, for me, a big one is when it comes to food. It's like, all right, well, how do you differentiate healthy food versus bullshit food in a way that makes sense to them? Well, what we tell our kids is, look, this is like, okay, let's say we're walking and there's cookies, right? Super unhealthy. Okay, we're like, ooh, look. First of all, I named them poo-poo cookies, just so that has that connotation always. It's like, oh, poo-poo cookies, ugh. Right? It's so much easier to take that stance as funny because people are going to kind of oppose you on it. And they're going to be like, oh, come on. You're going to be like, oh, poo-poo cookies. You eat poo-poo cookies? And it's just going to like, it's funny and it kind of steers them away from it in a way, right? So that was my thinking behind it. So we tell them, hey, it's okay to eat poo-poo cookies sometimes, right? Like, we can eat poo-poo cookies sometimes. That's fine. Because just understand, and the kids will be like, oh, but they're good. We're like, no. Look, yes, they taste good, and it's not good for you. So we tell them, like, look, it tastes good, but it's not good for you. Apples, oranges, bananas, steak, meat, rice, like, that's good for you, and it tastes good. This stuff, like cookies, chips, whatever, all that stuff, like, it tastes good, but it's not good for you. So they understand. So it's like we go around and like literally like the kids are like, oh no, we had a donut the other day. Like, it's okay. Let's get healthy food. But like, oh, healthy food's so much better than poo-poo food, huh? It's like, yeah, of course. And like, that's how it goes. Like literally for Easter, we do Easter candies Easter eggs. And we purposely got like the cheap, crappy candies. Well, I didn't. My beautiful lady did. And she bought the cheap candies on purpose because usually kids just play with the candy and then it just kind of ends up as trash. They don't eat it. They don't really like it. Sometimes they'll eat like one, if even that, depending what it is, right? So we just put Smarties in it. Well, she put Smarties in it. And they crack all the eggs and they just had fun finding the eggs. And then literally, River, she goes, okay, like, I'm going to go throw all the candy away. It's not good for you. And then we're all like, what? Like, you're 4 years old. Like, holy shit. She literally goes and starts throwing all the candy in the trash. We're like, whoa, that's fucking cool. Right? Like, that's so cool. And then she asked for oranges. We're like, dude, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Right? And it's like, I understand that. It's like, I get caught up in like wanting to give my kids treats. And it's like, oh, come on, no. Let's go do this and that and da-da-da. And it's like, oh shit, well, I could have got them healthy treats as a surprise, as a snack, which I actually did this morning. Instead of going and getting like a pastry or coffee or whatever, we went and got watermelon and kombucha. And it was like just as fucking cool, if not cooler. Because it was like, oh, it tastes good and it's good for you, right? Like, yeah, dude, like, of course, So it's like, all right, well, that's again another version of like what I was getting into is parenting without shortcuts, right? And when we understand that we're leading by example, we can't take shortcuts. Like finding shit funny that's not okay or appropriate, like that's a shortcut. Giving your kid the iPad, this, that, whatever. And I'm not saying ever. I'm saying as like your go-to when you go out to dinner, when there's people over or whatever. Like, nah, that shit's not appropriate. Like, put that shit away. That's not how we do things here, right? And that's the thing is, what if you're on your iPad, your phone the whole time while you're eating dinner? Then that's you leading by example, and you're not being a good example because it's not good to be like that. We all know that, right? I'm not saying that I'm not fucking guilty of it, and I do my best to like not be like that. Put my phone down, put it away, whatever. And it's like, all right, let's eat food. You know, we're sitting here talking and we have conversations and we sit and eat dinner together. So I'm like, yeah, we got to lead by example when it comes to this stuff. And that leads me to the next thing, which is like, all right, dude, like as parents, we really got to catch the little important moments that make a huge impact and long lasting effect and impact because sorry, let me reset this. It's so important for us as parents to catch the little moments that make such a huge difference and impact and long-lasting effect on the shaping of that child's entire life. Like, for example, like when you're driving, when you're sitting in traffic, whatever, like your reactions to things and what you're doing in the car, that shit's crazy how influential it is to your kids. Like, and for me, when I'm by myself, I'm usually like singing, dancing, just grooving to my music, like singing along, whatever, right? Like I'm having fun. It's like I'm driving a car, man. Like, do you not realize how fucking cool this is? Like when you're sitting in a car driving, you're literally just floating down the fucking road. Like that's insane. You're just in the seated position with fucking heat and cooling and all these electronics and fucking music. And you are floating down the fucking road with your ass like a foot off the ground or whatever, you know, if you're driving a car or your ass a couple feet off the ground if you're in a truck. And you're just fucking floating down the road in this box that's all fucking safe and protected and powerful and all this shit. Like, are you serious? You're mad right now? Like, bro, come on, Chuck. Like, what the fuck? Are you serious? You're mad that you were in a seated position, as comfy as you could be, listening to whatever the fuck you want from whenever the fuck time period. You're floating down the freeway, likely drinking a fucking beverage that probably shouldn't even exist on this planet, and you've just got it in your fucking hand, and you're just sitting there mad. Like, no, stop. That's fucking whack. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's important to catch these things and understand that when we're driving with our kids, they're watching. So for me, it's like, I make sure that I'm still fucking having fun and I'm still dancing. And when I catch their little eyes fucking staring at me in the mirror or whatever, I'm like, they're like, oh, that's what it's like to fucking, you know, jam out, whatever. It's like, that's how I should drive through traffic. Right? So like when they see us, when they're watching us laugh, dance, sing, handle stressful or difficult circumstances, or they observe how we interact with others in home and publicly, they use all this information to shape their entire outlook on life and their entire personality. And that dictates whether you got a cool ass kid or not. You know what I'm saying? So, well, ultimately, because it all boils down to leading by example. And how many of us are even aware of the example that we're leading by, let alone even being aware that we are leading by example? I see so many people just being fucking, it's like, bro, you're acting like that in front of your kids. Like, you're yelling at your kids like this or that. Like, and you're not checking yourself. Like, fuck, dude. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to lose your shit. It's okay to learn. It's okay to fucking fuck up in the process. And at the same time, as long as you're improving, cool. But if you just keep doing it, then nah, it's like you're in the wrong. If you're freaking out, yelling, you're wrong. Even if the other person's wrong, you're more wrong. It's true, though. Whoever's freaking the fuck out is more wrong. And their ego is just way more fucking on fire about it. And it's just like, all right, well, regardless, you're like, we'll both apologize in the end, but not that it matters right or wrong. It's just like, you're just more like, nah, you lost yourself further. That's not okay, right? So I think if we bring awareness to these things, then we end up raising good kids who interact with each other really well, and we create good shit out of life with these children and ourselves, because we've brought awareness and attention to it. So let's teach our kids about being present, being mindful, being respectful, about loyalty, what family means, what respect means, what influence looks like, and where we should find it from or not. Right? So let's make sure that we're being good influences for our kids so they can grow up and be good influences for others and make an impactful life or a difference on this life. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, we can't just go out just raising wild ass kids. We know how that goes. We get lucky sometimes, but then often shit just goes way out of hand. You know what I mean? So let's take this time to teach our kids, raise our kids, and just help each other out. Let's bring community, family, love, loyalty back. You know what I'm saying? It was never gone. There's been a lot of us holding that down and maintaining that line for a long time, and we're making it cool again. You dig? Whoa. I went too far on the soundboard. I was push away. Oh, if you're wondering what that was, I had my kiddo when he was a baby. We recorded on the soundboard. He was making different noises. The last one's a fiesta, and it's gonna be me and you.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.
Yo, you guys, make sure you go download Yamamoto Boss Level 1 EP, out now, available everywhere, as well as the first album, Back on My Grind, available everywhere. Make sure you guys go check out We Clean Planet, cleanplanet.com. Clean Planet Day is the last Saturday of every month. It Takes a Leap, Ignite the Spark Within podcast with Sebastian Hernandez. Go follow, go listen, go learn. If you need solar, anything solar related, commercial, residential, whatever, you need a whole solar fucking farm, a field, anywhere, wherever you're at, I know the people who are literally the best. Go holler at my man Ali from Solar Fuse. That's Solar Fuse, F-U-Z-E. Go find them. Go check them out. They are absolutely next level. Absolutely great people, great humans. Go check them out. And as always, please be sure to go tell a friend to 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 tell your best friends, cousins, uncles. Best friend who happens to stock the shelves at your local Michael's, where the plaster dinosaurs that you can paint with watercolors section is at, about the Damn Dude motherfucking podcast. Because you know that plastered dinosaur stocking ass man is bored as fuck at Michael's. That shit smells like old people. It's slow and everything's only half fun. But that store is also fucking sick as fuck. So I don't know how to feel about that. Anyways, this is season 4, episode 12. I hope you guys have a beautiful motherfucking day. I'm going to go try and work on my Land Cruiser some more. I've been chasing down one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, and it's been driving me crazy. And yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful motherfucking day. Season 4, episode 12. Much love. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.